Okay, so basically we are in a phase where we need to select the support packages that we would like to include. So in this particular case, you can see that there are different packages there, and we need to decide which package need to be included in the bind patch phase. So it's extremely important because we should identify the right package, and the decision of which package need to be included in the bind add-on phase and which support package need to be included, it's extremely important. I think we have covered this in our previous session, but I would like to reiterate it again, that how we can bind the support packages and which packages need to be included. So it's extremely important. Okay, so say for example, let me give you an example that bind support packages of the destination release to the upgrade. Say for example, when the package was created at that time, say for example I am upgrading from 3.1 I to 7.0, and at that time, say for example, when the upgrade package was created, we were at particular version. Okay, then after that, say for example, we are upgrading say 5 months down the line. So during those 5 months there were support packages which was applied on the system that you are running. So we may be at a particular level which may corresponds to say 400, or it may corresponds to number 7 there. Okay, so we need to decide that corresponding packages must be identified, otherwise we may end up in the data loss. So here in this screen that has popped up right now, we need to provide a change request that we would like to include. So in case if we do not want to include any change request during this phase, we can just leave it blank. But if we want to incorporate any of the change request, we need to make sure that we capture that here and in this particular phase. So what is happening is that in this particular phase we are listing down the change request which should be included. Okay, so that is as part of the transport, we need to include them, and which can be applied during the upgrade process. So it is extremely important that we identify. Basically what I would say is that we should release all the change requests upfront, and we should not leave them anything for the last minute, and make sure that anything which is released at the last minute is applied in the system without much delay. And we should come up with the locking strategy or strategy to lock down the development and production, and we should make sure that we are not making so much of changes, we are not making lot of changes during the upgrade cycle. So that is extremely important, because what will happen is that we during the upgrade cycle we may be reducing the transport, and those transport may be locking the objects in the system, and those objects during the upgrade phase, and in case if at a particular phase we are trying to import them, those imports will fail because those objects are already in the locked state in the transport. So that is extremely important, just to make sure that we are taking care of locking the system so that there are least or minimum number of development which is taking place, minimum number of locked object, and any past locked object, any legacy locked object, any objects or any transport which is there in the system for ages should be released or should be removed. Basically we should either release the transport or remove the objects from the transport, so that we don't have anything in the system, there are no objects locked in the system, because it's difficult during the actual import phases of the upgrade to find out a strategy to release those transports. So basically we should avoid all that as much as possible. We should come up with a strategy to lock the development as much early into the upgrade as possible, because what will happen is that the number of changes, the number of issues that we may encounter because of those releases will get minimized a lot. So that is something that we should take care. Okay.